And it's really important. Do Muslims worship the one true God? It's stupid how Catholics and Orthodox have largely weighed in on this. And again, it's me and Jay at the bottom of the dog pile. Now, of course, we're debating it. But, you know, we have outsized influence here on rules for retrogrades. And I'm going to be talking about that outsized influence, bigger footprint than foot, if that makes sense. That's a mark of this show that you'll recognize as true, because I go on Tim Pool and everyone's talking about the debate. I also in Florida, I kind of split up Orlando, then went down to Boca, then back up to Orlando once we were feeling better. But in Boca, I did 3 episodes of Catholicism and Patriarchy on Elijah Schaefer's channel. And that's a really good one. We're going to upload those shows onto the channel, right, Steffi?
Oh, they're going to let us?
Yep. They were asking us to.
Oh, cool.
Great episodes. You can watch them on my channel. I'm going to put those up. But here's the thing. Our influence, I guess is my influence, is outsized because it's bigger than the subscriber count. The name is greater than the Twitter follower amount. And it's something that I like. I've learned to live with. And you're going to see that behind all these Catholic debates is either a debate I was a part of as the Catholic or a book I've written. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this because I am, as one man once quipped, a dad with a webcam, actually a dad of a special needs kid and 6 younger siblings with a webcam.
It's kind of funny because like the Twitter kind of erupted over this issue.
Huge.
This Islam worshiping the one true God. And you have the Orthodox and the Catholics just bickering bitterly on Twitter. And yet you and Jay behind the scenes are like having this very civil, gentlemanly discourse on text and on voicemail. So it's just kind of funny. So we remind everybody, like we're all buddies here.
Well, Jay, I just like. Even when he used to mock me, I just like the Wilsons, Andrew and Rachel. We've always just liked them. They're just some people are just very likable. It helps that Rachel is like the true anti-feminist woman besides Steph. That there aren't really a lot of true married Catholic anti-feminist women, but Rachel's like the true Eastern Orthodox one. I made friends with her husband. So we just like, and good relations with the Wookiee, with the Orthobros I have. Not so much with Protestants, but I like them. They're against the feminism. So yeah, it's very civil, you know, and these are just people whose content I like and I respect. I don't mean they're even Orthodox content. I mean, Andrew Wilson, we've done doubles debates before on other people's channel, I think on Pearl's channel. With me and Jay, me and Andrew were on the same side. There's a lot in common with the Orthodox, even if they expand upon the differences. And so I have good relations with them. Me and Jay can go have a debate, a more formal one, and enjoy. Now, there's still, I mean, it was weird being in line rides for like Splash Mountain or whatever it's called, Tiana's fried chicken cookout or whatever the new Splash Mountain ride is. Very good, by the way.
Which strangely, we wanted to hate that so
I wanted
much.
to hate it.
We came prepared to make fun of it the entire time. But
so good.
Because its like theme is kind of like in our region, like Mississippi, Louisiana. And you know, who doesn't love like fireflies and willow trees and rivers and things like that? So we didn't get to make fun of it as much as we wanted to because we're trying to be honest.
Because we loved it. But I'm in the line for that ride and I'm looking at this stupid debate rage online about whether or not Muslims and Christians worship the one true God. And here's the stupid thing. People won't let you have more than a line. Let me read from Pius X's Catechism. And I will say that the Catholic teaching on this has been one and the same since at least 1076. 1076 is when this was clarified by Pope Gregory VII. So the Pius X Catechism says it really nicely. Let me just read from the Twitter page I have on it.
Before you begin, can you just like spell out, because I know a lot of people who are watching your channel aren't necessarily on Twitter. Can you just tell everybody what the controversy was over? Like what's making people really upset about this particular issue?
So Jay, my friend Jay Dyer, Orthodox guy I was debating, plus some Protestant, not relevant Protestant, brought it up when we were on Tim Pool, and he kind of knew what he was doing, and it's a crafty rhetorical move, because Muslims are infidels. And so he said, there are these lines, particularly in Nostra Aetate, one of the Vatican documents, also in Lumen Gentium, about other faiths. They're infidels. They do not worship the Messiah. Mm-hmm. That other camera angle always throws me way off. But they worship the one true God. And everyone freaks out. And even a lot of trad Catholics will take Jay's side in this. And that's really a weird thing to have happen, because otherwise people were like, wow, you did a really good job on Tim Pool. You really expressed our views ably. You know, you don't look like a nerdlinger up there. And everyone knows that you and Jay are this odd couple of friends, which is just true. He's a guy with integrity. I'm integrity. I don't really care at the end of the day. Like, I wish he was Catholic. He wishes I was Orthodox, but we're just friends. So it's a cool look, and it's people like to like an odd couple. And yeah, he called me whatever, the Breakfast Club guy. I forget his name, Judd Nelson, when we were on the show, but I don't care about that. So Jay was trying to stick it to me, but what he was really doing is saying that Vatican II's documents changed the teaching, and therefore Catholic teaching has changed, Catholic dogma has changed, and that was really the critique. Not that Catholic natural theology for 1,000 years has always taught the view I'm going to articulate about Islam, which is the truth. It's always taught that, and it's based on something called natural theology. That wouldn't be so damning or so grabby. Since Gregory VII, in 1076, taught what we believe about Muslims. They're infidels, they don't believe in the Messiah, but they do believe in one true God. Okay, that's not, so that's like a line and a half instead of the line that midwits and nitwits on Twitter will let you have. Does anyone disagree with that? Because you're disagreeing with Pope Gregory VII, who wrote this very, very, very clearly in a letter to Al-Anzir. Nam omnipotens Deus, qui omnes homines vult salvos facere, and neminem perire, nihil est quod in nobis magis approbit, quam ut homo post delectionem suam hominem delegat, et quod, sorry, I'm changing pages. And then it goes on. So you got the,
and so on,
the key line in there. He says they worship the true God, but they're still infidels. They worship the true God, or they worship the one God, and yet they're infidels. Well, how can this be? Because they miss some of his key features, but they do still worship him. That's Pope Gregory VII. That's all I'm saying. They're infidels. They don't worship the Messiah. They don't acknowledge God's triune nature, but they do worship, unlike others, they worship one true God. Here's St. Robert Bellarmine in the 1500s. Jeremiah foretold the future, that in the time of the New Testament, all men will know the one God, which certainly now we see fulfilled. For the Gentiles have been converted to the faith, and also the Jews and Turks or Muslims, although they are impious, still worship the one God. His contemporary, Suarez, another based Jesuit at the time, wrote this in a work on 3 theological virtues. Are the rights of unbelievers to be tolerated in Christian kingdoms? Finally, there remains for... Sorry, where did that go? He uses the exact same expression, except Suarez says one true God.